Hey there, my friend. This is Paul Hutchings with PipelineMoney.com. Hope you're having an awesome day. In this video, I wanted to pass along something that hopefully will be inspiring and at the same time, hopefully will be very, very beneficial to your business and how you are able to effectively attract more people to you and your projects and whatever it is that you're doing. So to introduce this piece of content, I want to share just a quick story. So I was recently at an amazing event. It's called Freedom Fest. And we were having a team meeting in a hotel room. Actually, my business partner and I, we had a hotel room, and we invited all of our friends and team members up to the room to just kind of share some takeaways that we were picking up from, or had picked up from the event. And during the meeting, one of our top affiliates and friends, Amy Starr Allen, was referring to an experience that she had and referring to a specific affiliate in our company that had helped her to have this experience. And she said a certain phrase that really has stuck in my mind and stuck in my heart. And she was talking about one of our affiliates, Nick Bramble, who's a really great man. And she was talking about how Nick will every once in a while just send her a random message of upliftment and encouragement. And while she was describing this, the phrase that she used, and I think she had a tear or two in her eye, I think, I'm not positive, but in my memory as I'm remembering the story, she said, "He sees me. He sees me." And this morning, I was reading, as I strive to do every day, and I was reading from the good book, Genesis 16, and there was a phrase in Genesis 16, verse 13, that I highlighted in my phone. And here's what it says. It says, "God seest me." God sees me. And I wrote that down in my little phone app to remind myself of that phrase as I went throughout my day. And then the last little experience, and I'm going to tie it in, of course, to a really important business lesson, I think. Yesterday, we had a gentleman come over to our house to take a look at our roof because he had put a new roof on our house, or his company had, and we had this little leak in our bathroom through the ceiling. And so I messaged him a couple of days ago and said, "Hey, we got this leak. Can I send you some pictures? Can you give us some ideas?" And he's like, "Hey, it's probably under warranty. I'll be out there tomorrow. Does tomorrow work?" And I said, "Oh, wow, that's fast. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be here." And so he came to our house and he looked at the roof, and it turns out that the roof was fine. It was something else totally unrelated to the roof. And while he was here talking with me in my driveway, we talked a lot. And this is the owner of the company. And while we were talking, he told me his company does $3 to $5 million a year worth of work. So he's a really successful guy. I imagine he's fairly busy, but we sat in my driveway and talked. And while we were talking, he told me about his family, and he started telling me about his truck, and he's like, "Hey, come get in, I'll show you." So we went and got in his truck, and he was showing me all these cool things in his truck. And he ended up, throughout that interaction, he ended up fixing the problem that I had, even though it was totally unrelated to the roof job that he had done. And I said, "Oh man, thank you so much. I'm so thankful that you did that." And he said, "Yeah, no problem." And while we were talking, he told me, he goes, "You're one of the nicest guys I've ever met." And I was so thankful for that. But anyway, this morning, I decided that I wanted to write him a little note. I was going through my morning routine of gratitude, and I wrote him this note, and I want to read it to you and then tie it back to hopefully the thread of this discussion. I wrote, "Hey, Eric, I wanted to write you a note to say thank you so much for going way above and beyond in everything you do. I'm so thankful that you fixed the leak for me, even though it had nothing to do with the roof you guys put on for us. It's a big relief to have that taken care of. One less thing on my to-do list and one less thing for my wife to worry about. I also appreciate you taking the time to talk with me every time you come to help me with a project. I also enjoy hearing about your family and all the great things you are doing in life and for the people around you. I can tell you really love people, love the gospel. And I use this word gospel because as I was talking to him, this is one of the things that's important to him. And just a side note on communication, it's always good to strive to communicate with people using their model of the world. So I know that phrase would be really meaningful to him, and so I used it. I can tell you really love people, love the gospel, and work hard to be a man God is proud of. It really does show. You sincerely impress me and inspire me every time I have a chance to be around you. I know your example affects me, and I can imagine it's affecting so many others in such a positive way. Thank you for being such a bright light, Paul Hutchings. And that was the end of the note. And I fired that. Let's see. Come back to the camera. I sent that thank you card in the mail and included a couple little brownies. And as I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about this thread, of Amy's phrase and this line that I picked up in the Bible this morning, God sees me, I had this realization maybe that we all wonder, is anyone seeing us? Does God see us? Or do the things that we do in our daily lives and our businesses, do they matter? And I'm imagining, I'm not positive, but I'm imagining that when this guy gets this note, he's going to feel like God sees him for all of the good things that he's doing, or at least some of them. And I had this realization that we as people get to play a role in that realization for the people around us. And the way that we do that is by expressing honest and sincere gratitude to people, listening to people, giving people honest and sincere compliments, being genuine, in our interactions. I'm reflecting back on another video I did last week where Amy, the same lady that I mentioned in this video, she was talking about the awards that we gave away, and she was just expressing so much gratitude and expressing how much thought and time and attention must have went into these trophies. And when I was talking about this particular video Amy had made, I used the phrase, she sees me, she sees us, she sees all the thought and the time and the attention that went into this. And so it's just a really cool thing to realize that we, I imagine when I think about God, there's so much I don't understand about God. But I know for sure, there's no being walking around on this planet. When I wake up in the morning, God's not there saying, "Hey, wake up, Paul, good job. Let's get going. Let's do this." And at the end of the day, there's no being there saying, "Hey, good job, Paul. You did good work today." No, there's no being that we will call God standing there telling me that I'm doing a good job. But what is there are people. People are there. And oftentimes when people say things to me in a certain way, that is almost as if maybe God is speaking to me and telling me that I'm on the right path and I'm doing good work. And so I wanted to highlight this in this video today and just encourage you and me to do the best that we can to see people, to see the people that are around us. One simple little way we can do this, if you're, using social media, one thing that I've noticed on social media is that sometimes people will just drop a comment in one of your posts. Check this out. So you pour your heart and soul into a piece of content. You really just give it all you've got. And when you read the comments on some of these posts, some of the comments are so simple and so fast that you can tell that person did not see you at all. And they were just popping a comment in there to maybe get some engagement and have, their content show up in your news feed. There's those types of comments. And then there are other types of comments where you can tell that the person actually read what you wrote or watched the video that you made and really cared about the time and attention and thought that you put into that content because it shows in the comment that they leave. So even in a simple little Facebook comment, you can be seen and you can help others be seen. And you never know how far that can go. Building relationships, expressing goodwill, planting good seeds, letting people know that you see them. that comes back in ways that are really, really hard to imagine in business. So I wanted to pass this along. Hopefully it's been useful to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And, I love you. I see you. If nobody else is saying that to you today, I see you. I want you to know that you're important. You matter. The things you do matter. Your life matters. And if I can help in any way with what you're doing in business, please don't hesitate to shoot me an email. Let me know. And also, I've got a bunch of resources down below this video that are all put together with the intention to help you be free. I've got marketing resources below this video. I've got abundance, my favorite abundance resources, freedom resources down below this video. So if any of that piques your curiosity, definitely check out those resources and get out there, make it a great day. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.